Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. We have this one, and I'm going to drive this one down to the field for the potatoes, just so that we're there and ready. And then I will start doing the potato harvesting, because that job is going to take quite a long time. I'd like to just sort of get started on the edge bits. Then I can deal with starting on the sowing job. I can get our new seed drill up to field 6 and we can get started up there. And then I can start working through some of these other contracts that we've got to go and do. We've got a lot of contracts that we're going to need to be able to do. And once the planting job is finished, I've got my tractor. I can go and get our fertilizer spreader and I can start running around doing some of those jobs. Although I'm very, very tempted to ditch that spreader and buy a new one, a replacement one that takes a whole lot more fertilizer than the one we've got now. It's going to make life a lot easier for doing all of these jobs. We'll be able to do them faster, for one, because we'll be able to do them using like only half. It's only going to take like half the time to do them, which should be a really good step in the right direction. And yeah, like it just generally speaking, it's gonna be better for us. I want to be able to get past that one. Just gonna sort of squeeze up through here, so we're gonna stop there, and then we're gonna switch over to this one. And right, I'm on the right side of the field. That's good. So we want to unfold this one like this. Unfold it like that, and then I've got to... Now, I can drive over the crop with this tractor without any problems. We can drive over the crop with impunity on here. I can't jackknife the machine, though. That's not very good for it. And what I want to do now is I want to do several passes. I'm just going to start that one. I want to do several passes along here, just along the edge of this field, picking up all of the potatoes that I can pick up. And I'm going to do probably a good dozen passes on the end of the field here, just to make things neat and tidy for us. It's also going to make life a little bit easier in the long run, because we're going to easily be able to turn round here and like there, see where I'm driving through the fence? We don't really want to be doing things like that. We don't really want to be driving through the fence. That's not good. So I'm just going to reverse back up. Opening up a potato field takes a bit of time. Seems to take almost as much time to open the field up in the first place as it does to do all the rest of the harvest. So I'll bring it along again, and we'll have another go up through. It would be so much better if they would let me use a big self-propelled potato harvester. It would be so much better if they would let me use that. I'd really like to be able to use a big self-propelled potato harvester. Why can't I? There's no reason that I can't do that, is there? I think I should be allowed to. I really do. I really do believe I should be allowed to use the big self-propelled boys. They're like they're the creme de la creme, and they're certainly a lot easier than doing this with just the little 1 meter. Is it 1 meter? Maybe it's 2 meters. Whatever it is, little tiny kind of width on it. I want something that's got a nice big width on it. Something that, you know, you actually notice. This thing slides along, but you barely notice. It's so narrow, you barely notice anything. See? Third time now, and I still barely noticed any change at all. Not so happy with this. Well, this is what it is, so we'll have to get used to it, and I don't know how much I want to do along here. What I'm actually thinking is I might start the... let's lift that one up out of the ground. What I was just wondering is whether I should start hired help doing this along this top end. Because I'm going to need to do an awful lot of passes on here. Now, I realise that the hired help working along here is going to have me going into that corn crop over there, and causing problems with it. Right, I'm going to be going in there. I'm going to be turning round in a big, wide loop. I don't want that extension on there. I want to do that on normal on this one. I'm just going to leave this on normal. We're not going to complicate anything. So I bring that through there. And it's literally just going to do that tiny, tiny bit. So it's going to go out round. It's going to turn right out onto the road here. Turn all the way round. Is it going to knock the signs over when it does this? I'm not really sure. And basically it's going to work through this triangle here and sort of get further and further down. And then eventually it will sort of stop working through the triangle. And it will allow me to sort of start working the long runs up and down the field. Now, let's be honest, this is the bit that I was a bit concerned about. Right, the fact that I'm now driving right out onto the crop like this. But there is a bit of a saving grace with this, because this is Field 11, and we actually have a contract to do Field 11, so I'm thinking that maybe we should take that one up fairly soon. And if I get that contract up now, I've got the harvesting and the sowing right there. If I find Field 11 a minute, I take that one. So that's corn going to the supermarket right there. I'm going to borrow items for this particular contract, except I'm not yet, because I'm a bit concerned that I'm going to have stuff in the way. So you just keep doing what you're doing. And then I'm going to get this tractor here, and I'm going to move this one out of the way. I've got my fertilizer spreader and little tractor over there. I want to keep the little tractor. I'm actually just wondering if I should... I'm going to move the tractor over here. We'll go back to doing the planting job in a minute. So we're going to just move you over there out of the way a second. And we're going to go back into here, and I'm going to borrow items for this contract. Reduces the reward by 1,000 euros. We get 4,800 for this harvesting job on Field 11. Borrow items. However, if we got over 4,000 for corn for the last harvesting job, I'm confident that we could get even more than that this time. Unfortunately, we have a smaller capacity tank on this combine than we did on the last one. However, we do have a particularly large trailer. I don't know... Oh, we had 2 trailers last time with a total capacity of 42,000. Don't think that trailer there has got 42,000. I think that one's about 35,000. Oh! Maybe I should go a little bit more slowly when I pull out onto a busy road. That was very nearly a very, very nasty mistake right there. So I'm going to cut through the track up through here again as we're driving the combine. Farmers are going to be quite happy with that, especially the farmer up here whose crop we've already cut. He's going to be especially not complaining about that, or he may find he has to cut his own crop next time round. And I'm sure he'd hate to have to do that. Farmer doing his own work in Alpine Valley. In the Alps. Yeah, shocking. Absolutely shocking, I know. Who would have heard of such a thing? So, why are you stopped? Oh, because he's turning round up there. That's why they've sort of stopped on the side of the road right here. So, I can come up this way. I need to have my beacons on again, because I am on the road, off the road, and I'll bring it up to here. So while I'm waiting for that one to sort out, I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to go there. We're going to go here and there, and we're going to knock that one out, and we're going to go wait during unload is off. Okay, and there, and then I just got to wait for him to get out of the way. You know, while he's doing that, I could be unfolding my combine, couldn't I? So let's unfold the combine and unfold the header. Everything is all in place. Start that one up like that and bring that in round, and then press H on there. Helper J is blocked by an object. Shouldn't be blocked by an object, and I'm hoping that those trailers over there are not going to be in the way either. They're not. And because they're covered, he's not going to try and dump anything into them. That's all good news. Right. Go over to this one, and you can see I have not done very much on that triangle. I'm going to let it just keep going on that, though. It's just going to keep working through that bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to jump over to here. We're going to hook on this trailer, and then we can run this one over ready to start unloading that combine. So that one goes to the supermarket. It's at 39,200. It's not quite the capacity that we had on the last set of trailers, but it's not too bad. Alright, combine is just coming up to the corner of the field up there, and seems to be swinging around okay on that bit. The potato harvester is doing a wonderful job in there. Just going to move this one forward a bit. I have just come back into a new recording session, and I genuinely can't remember which of the two tractors was for which vehicle, for which harvest. I'm pretty certain this is the one for the potatoes, because I'm not even sure that the other tractor over there, this one, I'm not even sure that this one would fit underneath the potato harvester in the first place. So I'm 99% certain that this one is for that combine, but just in case, what I'll do is I won't return either of them until I've definitely got right, is that tractor going to get all the way around? Yes, it is. Right, that'll be fine. I won't return either of them. Well, it'll be the combine one. I won't complete that job unless all of the trailers are completely empty, just in case I do have it the wrong way around. I don't have any reason to think that I have got it the wrong way around. There's no reason to suspect that I have actually made a bit of an error on this, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared, does it? So we will just assume that everything will be okay, so long as we have the trailers empty. So it's only these two here that I need to be concerned about. The other one, like, there's other jobs that we want to do and we want to get going, and we don't need to be concerned about those in the slightest. So I'm just going to unload this lot right here. The potatoes can keep going for a minute. I'm happy to just let that one work on this side of the field just for a little bit longer. That one can stop there. Doesn't need to do any more for a second. Yeah, actually, these two are both together, aren't they? And then these two are both together, so it is that way round. Because they stick together when they turn up. So this one right here, I'm going to let this one keep going until it sort of gets down to that corner of the field. And I'm going to start it working on that side of the field anyway. So that should make everything work out right. So he's only going to do another 4 or 5 passes on here. And then I'm going to send it up and down the longer lengths of the field. What I might do is just have it do a couple of passes on this side before I start working on that side of the field. That's the main side that I want to work on. I know I've got the sowing job to go and do. We've got a fertilizing job that we've got there, which is for field 4. Which is that one up there. I've got these other harvesting jobs. So we've got at the moment corn going to the supermarket. I've got here wheat to the supermarket, barley to the supermarket. There's another wheat to the supermarket in field 10, and barley to the grain mill. I don't want to take two of the same crops, even though they go to different locations, because I think it could mess things up. We got a sugar beet job there going to the grain mill. I'd probably get the sugar beet job going. And then I got soybeans there. We got a lot of different jobs coming up now. We've got a cultivating job there as well. We want to buy a cultivator eventually, so we will sort that one out. For a minute, though, I'm going to drive up to field 6 and get started on the planting up there with our own planter. Before I do that, I'll tell you what I will do a minute, is if I grab this tractor and trailers, if I can actually turn round in the space I've given myself. Yes, I can, just. And I will empty out the potato harvester. I've got to wait for it to come back up this way, and then I'll empty it out. So let's just take the covers off. and take that cover off there. I'll empty out the potato harvester a minute, and then actually I could probably start it working up and down the side of the field, couldn't I? Are we ready for that? Because he's got a nearly full grain tank now. I know I have previously allowed it to fill right up to the very top, because it's 10,000 litres, and so that makes exactly 40,000 in the trailers, which sort of works out quite nicely, because the machine does have to stop moving in the field. But for a minute, I think we'll just kind of leave it like it is. Right, he's come on out and he's turned round. I'm going to go up alongside him here, and we just got to get close enough there, and that will activate it. I can then slide on underneath like that and take the first load of Tatipos out of our Tatipo harvester. There's gonna be an awful lot on this one. That's fine. I'm quite happy to do that, because we've got a large amount of other crops that we need to be harvesting. Like, we're gonna be harvesting pretty much the entire valley, and so it's gonna take a little bit of time to go and do all of that. So what I reckon is this one, I'm only gonna need it. No, it's gonna do a couple more jobs. So let's go and take this one up. We'll go and take this one up to field 6. Get the planting started up there, and then we've got other harvesting jobs. So I'm thinking I will probably go with the sugar beet job and get that one started. And then there's a few other crop ones that I'm wanting to work on, but I'll kind of they can wait a little while. It's not going to hurt for them to sort of stay as they are for a minute, and then we can we can sort of work through those while the potato and the sugar beet jobs are ongoing, because those are going to be the big ones. Those are the time-consuming ones. And we've also got our silage to take care of in the background. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about the silage, because it has been pointed out that, well, there was a comment. Okay, so I'm not creeping past you at all. There was a comment stating that if I'm selling loose silage, I cannot do that at the barn. I can only sell bales there, and I have to have the biogas plant in order to be able to sell loose silage. I'm now very, very concerned. I may have a large quantity of money in silage sitting on our farm, and then be unable to sell it because I don't own the biogas plant. If this is the case, I am more than a little bit concerned about this, because I don't have that kind of money. I mean, fortunately, it's harvest time, but it might mean that we've got to do all... I mean, I don't know how long it will take before that silage is ready, whether or not we would get all of the harvest work done before the silage is ready to sell anyway. But yeah, I'm a bit concerned about this, as to whether or not we're even going to be able to do anything with it. So we will wait and see. We'll wait and see on that one. We could potentially have a bit of a problem. I thought you could take loose silage here, right in there, and I thought you could sell loose silage there. But maybe, just maybe, we can't actually do that. We will have to wait and see. Now, I'm going to bring you in here. Let's just double check that we have actually got the right crop that we're planting. Sowing soybeans. Right, well, that would be a good start if we have the correct crop in here. So we want soybeans right in there. Helper E has a full grain tank. So let's go and unload Helper E. That would be you. So let's fire you up. Where are you? Oh, you're right over the other side of the field over there. The potato harvester... Potatoes are doing a great job. I'll let them... well, hopefully I can let that one just come out to this side of the field, and then I can catch it, and I can have it start unloading. This combine up here, I'm gonna leave this one going around the outside edge of the field for a little while yet, I think. So he will come into there, and because I don't have the thing set on stop to unload, unlike the standard hired help, this one doesn't continue, like it doesn't just stop there and wait until it's unloaded before it starts moving again. So as soon as you turn up, he starts moving on around the field. Means that that potato harvester has just reached the other end of the field. I actually want to go and stop it now, but you know what? We'll let that one turn round, and we'll let it do another couple of passes, or maybe just one pass, something along those lines. Okay, we've got 17,000 litres of corn in the trailer so far. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I'm not convinced I'm going to get all of this field into this trailer, though. Absolutely not convinced of that at all. You come here, and I've actually caught you just in time, which is good. So, where am I going to take you now? I will do a couple of passes down this side of the field. Now, in order to do that, the field itself isn't perfectly straight. So, if I bring the machine there like that, that's going to take the edge of the field. It's right out on the edge just there, but it will get to a point partway up the field where it will actually stop harvesting, and that's why I want to kind of just watch it, because then I can run it right down to the other end of the field and we can do something down there. I might just let it carry on doing backwards and forwards across the edge of the field like we've done on this end. We'll see when we get down there. How much more have we got? It's going to run all the way up to that point, and then it's going to stop. What it's going to do after that, I'm not entirely sure. But this field isn't... it's not perfectly straight on the sides. Slightly annoying when you get fields like that. Like, the game doesn't allow... You can get it with some modded maps. You get, like, the multi-directional, multi-angle terrain, or whatever they call it. Where you can, whichever direction you set the hired help going, that's the direction that it actually goes in. But it doesn't always work. So now, if you have a look behind us here, see, there's a tiny, tiny little bit. So it's like we're working an invisible strip of the field now. It's a very, very, very narrow strip, but it is still a bit of the field. It's a tiny, invisible bit of it. And it's actually pretty cool that we've still got something here that it's working on. Actually quite like that. What are we going to do down here then? With those trees being there, I'm not sure we're going to easily be able to turn round on this bit. Right there, I think, is where it's going to stop. Yeah, see? Called it. Okay, so I will turn off the hired help there a second, and I will... bring the machine... Actually, I'm going to bring the machine over the other way. You can drive on the potatoes without it breaking them up, as, you know, for gameplay purposes, but whether or not that is something... Well, you wouldn't do that in real life. You'd spoil the crop. At least I'm assuming so. I've not really had much to do with harvesting potatoes. I've done a little bit, but I haven't done very much of it. So I don't know a great deal about the job. I just know that it's hard work, and I've stood on a machine a bit like this, but a covered one, and helped, like, sort the potatoes as they come up the conveyor belts, and you pick out the bad ones and the stones and stuff like that, and then someone stood on the end and put them all into bags. It was a lot of hard work, and it was fairly warm because the sun's beating down on the canopy on the machine. There's probably 8 people sitting inside the machine as well. It's pretty toasty in there with all that body heat and just heat from the sun and stuff. It soon warms up. So how many passes am I going to need to do here in order to have... I'm going to have to go right back over the fence here. Let's just ignore that bit. In order to have enough room to turn round properly, how many passes am I going to need to do? So let's lower that one down again. This is reserved for contract work, apparently. Who'd have thunk such a thing? We know it's reserved for contract work. Don't worry. Don't worry, we're not doing anything nefarious. We are simply doing our potato harvest one potato at a time. At least that's what it feels like. So do I or don't I try to cut a piece out on the edge of the field? I'm thinking I possibly don't. I'm thinking this is a don't I rather than a do I. So I bring you out there like that, and I'll do another pass, and then I'm gonna kind of hope that I've got enough. I'll let it do another couple of passes down the side of the field that it's just done, and then we'll have it focus on starting out on the roadside out over here. So we're going to bring you in over this way. I'm going to lower it down, and then it's just going to start working into the field in here. So I think this is like, you know, I've moved it back a little bit from the edge of the field. It's not brilliant, admittedly. It's not got masses of it, but I'm hoping that the way that the tractor can turn round, that there should be just enough room. I mean, if there isn't, we can always go along and we can kind of like tidy that bit up right at the ends, just to sort of finish everything off. I think that will be absolutely fine. I don't think that's going to cause us any major problems. So you can come out to the end of the row right there like that, and then if I back it round this way like this, we will turn it round, and we get it lined up on the edge of the field over here. I'm going to have it sticking out slightly, like it's definitely going to be out further than it properly needs to be, just to be on the safe side. I'd rather be on the safe side with it. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right, so we'll leave that one there. Then I want to go to this one here, and I want to go and unload that combine once again, and then as soon as I've done that, we will take the other tractor down and we'll unload the potatoes, because that one is just about full. But the combine here is full, so I want to get that one going first. That one's sorted out first. See, it's 100% and 8,600 litres of corn in there. So your spout is out and ready to roll. Combine is ready to roll as well. Off we trot. Where's the supermarket this has got to go to? It might actually be worth me running this load here down to the supermarket, and then coming back, and I'm gonna basically make the assumption that the rest of the grain that we've got in this field will fit into the trailer, although I'm not even convinced that it will. We've done a fair slice around the edge now, mind. That's 25,000. I could put another load in here. That's not going to hurt anything, is it? It's just I want to have as much grain as possible. I want, like the last bit, I want that to be a completely full trailer before I go and do anything else, because that way we stand the most chance of, we get the most money coming back from the job. So it's probably in our best interest to go and take this to the supermarket now, and then do so. So that's what I will do. I will take this to the supermarket in a minute. I can get through the corner of the field right there. I'm going to go in that direction. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.